Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Glad to have baseball back. 5 days in, we already got some history here, Blake. Before we get your reaction, he's a Blue Jays fan if you didn't know. Let's watch the video.
Ground ball. Dubon throws to first. No hitter. Blanco in his 8th career start. The 30-year-old makes magic on April Fool's Day.
Congratulations to Blanco. Nobody saw this coming except Ronell. He felt it coming out of the bullpen, I would imagine. Executed beautifully, worked extremely well with Yainer Diaz. But after a 4-game skid, Ronell Blanco is the one that stops it in grand fashion with a no-no.
You want to watch it again?
No, I do not want to watch it again. This is
All right, Blake.
this is a feeling that is very familiar for me. This is, I believe, the 4th or 5th time in my lifetime that I've seen the Jays get no hit. I could tell about 3 batters into the game that this was going to be a tough game for the Jays because they had absolutely zero approach at the plate, swinging at sliders in the other batter's box, not taking pitches. They swung at every changeup in the dirt, every single one of them. No plate discipline at all. The Jays hitters didn't do themselves any favors. I mean, the lineup is just, it is what it is, man. Like there's no depth in this lineup. I mean, yeah, they put up some big numbers against the Rays in a couple of games, but this team is so easy to pitch to. There's no left-handed pop. There's nothing from the left side that can balance this lineup. They didn't have a good enough offseason. And yeah, Justin Turner's been good, sure, but when you miss out on Ohtani and then you miss out on Bellinger and you miss out on all these guys, and now we're relying on guys like IKF and Biggio at that bottom of the lineup and Dalton Varsho, and it's just not good enough. I mean, they like I said, they're too easy to pitch to. Sliders away, fastballs in, changeups down. That's the MO to get the Jays out. They'll get themselves out, like you just saw in that flat AB. That's almost in the other's batter's box. So, yeah, it's tough. Like I said, Verlander threw 2 no-hitters against the Jays. James Paxton threw no hitter against the Jays, and now Blanco in his 8th career start makes history against the Jays. So, yeah, it's just not good enough. It is what it is. It's cool to see history. Not ideal to get no hit on game number 5 of the year, but all in all, good for the kid, I guess. Not bad. Not a bad
Devil's
start.
advocate, maybe it's good that you are getting no hit on game 5 of the year.
Is it though? I mean, can that really rally a
to go,
team?
buddy.
Can it really rally a team? Like, I guess there's nowhere to go but up from getting no hit.
I'm just saying, 157 to go. Obviously, you're upset about getting no hit. It is what it is.
It's tough.
But 157 to go. They've been a playoff team. They haven't got done in the playoffs. We've talked about that, but they've gotten in the playoffs multiple times over the past 5 seasons. So, you know, my team that we're gonna move on to in a second hasn't gone in the playoffs in 10 years. So, but you gotta appreciate greatness. We gotta watch this home run. I watched the game live. Angels got dog walked by the O's pretty much the entire series in Baltimore. Salvaged it in game 3, and then tonight they were down 4-0 in the first, came back and won. But the story was Mike Trout's 2 home runs, but this second one, just take a look. No, if it's gonna give us.
And there's another rocket. Mike Trout has tied it up with an absolute bomb to the top of the facade in left center field. Talk about Stanton territory. Trout hammers it, and it's 4-4, 473 feet.
Oh my, Trout. That is unbelievable power. Thought that might be a pretty good matchup, and exactly what it was. Slider and Trout. Down, slider, crush. 473. 113.1 miles per hour off the bat. That'll bring some smiles. That's why he's the GOAT.
That is why he's the GOAT.
I mean, that was smashed.
It's like that smash burger.
473 feet. I mean, it's good to see him back, man. I pray that, I've talked about this before. There's a silver lining to losing the other GOAT, Shohei Ohtani, is that the DH is going to open every day. Obviously, last year was a hamate, broken bone in his hand. That's just unpredictable, and that's just a freak injury. But hopefully, the DH opening up and revolving that door with Rendon, Trout, amongst the other guys in this team, and keep them healthy for a full season, whether they go to the playoffs or not. I think that's going to be a big deal for Mike Trout going forward. So, what's your quick take on seeing that? Third homer already of the season.
Third homer. Yeah, I was just about to say that. He's started on time, right? And that's the biggest plus for the Angels, right? Is Mike Trout's ready to go, locked in. He's the driver of that bus, right? We talked about his health being so important to this team's success. When he's healthy and on the field and putting up numbers like this, the Angels they're I wouldn't say they're a great team, but they're respectable, right? They'll be in the thick of things if Mike Trout can stay healthy. So to see him have this start to the season, it's awesome for the Angels and their fans. It's awesome for baseball because, like you said, he's one of the greatest players to ever play this game, and he's electric to watch. He's must-watch TV, right? Every single time. Like if I see Mike Trout, if I'm on MLB.com and I see Mike Trout's up the bat, I'll probably tune in and watch because stuff like this can happen, right? So it's exciting, awesome to see, and it's really good for the game.
Yeah, and we had a walk-off tonight. There's been a lot of walk-offs this past weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah, the O's actually blew a game. Like I said, they look scary. I mean, I know it was against the Angels pitching isn't great.
Yeah.
But they look really good. Them and the Yankees down the stretch this year, it's gonna be some must-watch baseball. But here we got this walk-off home run from the Orioles tonight.
Right side from Westburg. That ball driven deep. That ball at the wall. That ball is a game winner. Westburg with a wild walk-off. Orioles win it 6-4.
So Blake, I mean, obviously the O's, they were a 100-win team last year. They've arrived.
Yeah.
We talked about O's and Yankees. You're a Jays fan. You're in the same division. Maybe that whoever gets third place in that, will go to the wild card. I would assume so. Between these two teams, obviously you got the star power with the Yankees, but you have the youth and the speed of the O's. Which team are you more fearful of down the stretch? And, who do you think you have a better chance of maybe stealing the second spot from?
I think you're more scared of the Orioles because first of all, they are playing with way less pressure than the Yankees right now. Way less pressure, right? The team's full of kids. They're full of players that are still learning how to win with each other at the major league level. They're not even close to their ceiling potential wise. Like this team's just knocking on the door in terms of what they are capable of doing, right? Honestly, this might be the 2015 and before KC Royals all over again. A team that just came up together through the system and went to multiple World Series. Like this team is good, and I'm happy for a guy like Jordan Westburg who's got off to a good season. He's not a guy that is in the spotlight. He's behind Rutschman and behind Gunnar Henderson, and Holiday's soon to be coming up, and a guy like Cedric Mullins. That guy is a really good complementary piece, and he's going to be a big part of that lineup moving forward. So the Orioles are scary. They're going to be good. It's honestly so maddening as a Jays fan to see that this team has just completely lapped the Jays, and it's not even close. It's not even close. These two teams are going to go back and forth all year long. It's going to be exciting to see who comes out on top. But if I was a betting man, I'd probably be more fearful of the Orioles just because they have to play with less pressure. The Yankees had a big offseason. They're bringing in Soto They got all the big names like you mentioned. There's just I feel like there's just a more pressure in that market than the Orioles. Sorry,
Long-winded
that was a
there,
really long-winded question.
huh?
My bad.
Um, I'm most intrigued by what are they gonna do at the deadline now
Yeah.
that they have a new ownership group. The new
Yep.
owner was this weekend buying beers for every fan at the
No.
bar.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like it's a fun time. It's obviously their old owner Peter Angelos just passed away. Um, you know, and with that kind of pushed that new ownership a little bit quicker. Once he passed away, the
Yeah.
league approved it, and now they're in. So, right now, Yankees O's. The Yankees are about to be 5-0. They're up on Arizona pretty good right now. I think it's like 5-0 as we record this.
Hmm.
They're probably going to be 5-0 tonight. What does that mean? I don't know, but a big April sometimes can give you that big of a lead to where you can't come back from that.
Yeah.
The O's are going to be they're 3-1. Obviously they're right there, but oh man. I don't know. I don't know who I'm taking. I think the O's. I think the O's. I think they're gonna add another arm at the deadline. I think that's gonna be the big push them over the line. Um, but obviously the Yankees are gonna get Garrett Cole back, and but who
Right.
knows for how long.
Well, we're kind of in uncharted territory here with the Orioles because of this new ownership and their unpredictability on what they could do. Obviously, getting Corbin Burns sends a message to the whole league that saying like we're not messing around, like we mean business. Obviously, he's a pending free agent, right? So like he's off the books next year if they decide to move on from a guy like that. But yeah, I'm with you. Like it's going to be very interesting to see what route they do take and kind of what prospects they move on from because they got one of the best systems in the league. So there's not a lack of pieces that they could move to bring in major league help.
Yeah, I know they love Jackson Holiday, but
Yeah.
if Gunner's the shortstop,
Yeah.
why not go get a big piece? I'm
Yeah.
talking big. I don't know what
With
that
lots
big
of
piece is right
control.
now, but
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know, something that crossed my mind. But
Mm-hmm.
as we move on, we're gonna actually backtrack to the weekend.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of excitement in the Mets and Brewers series. It was the first teams to clear the benches, and this is what it started with right here.
Grounded down to third, a chance for two. Beatty to second for one. A tough pickup from McNeil. Are they going to call the out? They are. And then an overslide at second base by Hoskins. And we got some hard feelings as Hoskins has words with Lindor and others. A hard slide by Hoskins. They called the out at second. Both benches have emptied. The bullpens are joining it as well.
Typical baseball, like you're right there. Like last year, Jose Ramirez and Tim Anderson they have threw blows.
Oh yeah.
If McNeil was that mad about it, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
obviously you don't want to hit a guy while he's laying on the ground, but at the same time, if he really had a problem with it,
Yeah.
he's right there. I mean, I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying. And then Hoskins jogs back to the dugout.
With the
And
crying
then they're
face.
jawing at each other, and then the went to him and stuff like that. We didn't show it, but I'm sure if you're a baseball fan, you've seen it at this point. My thing is, it's just like, was that a dirty slide? I mean, let's look at it again. He slid past the bag. The leg does buckle a
Down to
bit.
third, a chance for two. Beatty to second for one. A tough.
It was a hard slide. It was a hard slide.
But I mean,
Maybe
in
a little bit
terms of the
harder than it should be,
rules,
but
like he held on to the bag. Like, I mean, like it's they reviewed it for an illegal slide. It wasn't an illegal slide. So like, yeah, like, is it borderline dirty for sure? He slid it and it was like pretty damn hard. Like you don't.
But if he would have broke his leg, they were saying
Oh,
the complete
sure.
opposite thing. So I'm gonna
For sure.
kind of go back and forth on this.
Yeah.
I'm not really on one side or the other. All I'm gonna say is don't be fake. Don't be like angry when guys are holding you back, and then John when you're I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like it. It's just kind of like it's soft to me.
Yeah.
But that's kind of it's baseball fighting, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, no punches were thrown or anything like that.
Yeah.
But the next day, Rhys Hoskins decided to go off.
Fly ball deep left. Way back and gone. Hoskins unloads for a 2-run bomb. First home run as a Brewer. He's got 4 RBIs on the afternoon, and that got out in a hurry.
So with that, I mean, okay, if you're gonna retaliate on Hoskins, which this is the next day at this point, you're probably gonna do it in the first inning
or first AB. Yeah, first AB.
Here's one thing with it. I understand. Okay, they didn't retaliate up to this point, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, with the beef there, second game of the season, if Severino goes and buzzes his tower or hits him, he's out of the game.
Yeah.
So realistically, you would have had to start a reliever, which we saw this actually with the Angels and the Mariners a couple years ago with Nevin.
Yep.
Start a reliever just to hit Jesse Winker, right?
Yep.
Anyways, you would have to do that for Severino not to get ejected from this game.
Right.
And then there's obvious intent. I think Nevin got like 10 games for that suspension.
Yeah.
So these are 2 rookie managers going at it right here too. So that would have been the start to the Mets tenure right there. With that said, he goes off in this game. They're winning late, and then it ends like this.
And 4 runs. And that one sails over his head. Oh, boy. I don't know if there was intent involved. Oh, boy. Oh, homer.
And Ron Darling even said it on the broadcast, saying, like, you can't go after Rhys Hoskins after you just beat your brains in. That was the quote.
Yeah.
Right? So, I agree. I mean, there was still another game to be played. The Brewers didn't retaliate after this. It was just done, washed. Hoskins didn't even get hit. But what's your take on, the whole thing in its entirety, but also how the Mets went about it?
Well, this isn't the first time that Hoskins has had beef with the Mets. When he was on the Phillies, they threw at him multiple times too. So like this is kind of repeat of history here with Hoskins and the Mets. So like that was interesting. I'm with you. If you're upset about the slide and whatnot, yeah, hit him in the first inning. But like you said, Severino's gonna get kicked out of the game. But
second game of the season,
like
too,
I don't
so
like throwing at guys like just because they beat your ass on the diamond. I don't like that. I feel like that's
not why they did it, but they did it.
Okay, for the
they're trying to back their guy. I mean,
right.
Obviously, this isn't a knock on you. You haven't been in a baseball environment.
Yeah.
You're more on the fan side, and I've played college baseball, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
You gotta back your guys, whether it's right or wrong. Most of the time, you back your guys. That's just the baseball culture.
Yeah.
So they're backing their guy, but you don't throw at anybody's head.
Yeah, like hit him in the back, hit him on the ribs, like some. You don't throw at somebody's head.
In the butt,
or in the butt. Yeah, right. Like
so it's just one of those things. You got to back your guys. Mets are gonna back their guys. Brewers are gonna back their guys. It's I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting. I know they've tried to change the slide rules.
Yeah.
And it hits home for Mets fans. Remember the Chase Utley slide?
Right. Well,
right?
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
And the whole our asses are in the jackpot video that it's famous. So I understand from Mets, this has happened in Mets history before. So, with that being said, we just want to touch on it a little bit. But you got anything to add before we get out of here?
No, it's exciting that baseball is back. Not ideal. My team gets no hit first 5 games, but it's exciting. I'm excited for the year. Hopefully we have plenty more moments to talk about.
I'm sure we will. All right, guys, make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Later.